pressure will be so strong as we get to January to February. And in the first quarter of 2025, so many things will happen. So many things, so many people will go down. So many people will be buried. So many people will be disorganized. This government will be like stopped. The engine will stop working, will cease automatically. Tukifika mwezi wa pili wa tatu hivyo, crisis will be after one crisis, and that is the time our Kenyan military people, personnel, our brothers and sisters will give a hand to help us from virtual breakdown.
Disclaimer: the opinions expressed by our esteemed guest on this show is solely their own and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Plug TV, its affiliates, or the production team. We kindly request our viewers to approach the opinions shared on this show with an open mind, considering them as individual viewpoints rather than absolute truths. We encourage you to conduct further research and engage in conversations beyond this program to form a well-rounded understanding of the topics discussed.
Before Gachagua was removed, the CIA, the top CIA man was in Kenya, the top MI15 was in Kenya, the top Mossad man was in Kenya. Why? There is another thing of safeguarding ground, Kenya's a ground, in the case of a possibility of a third world war, which is part of the one world order. Whatever that is happening in Israel, and many other, Syria, what's happening in Iran, what's happening in other countries, this is a thing that is coming together, a formation of a possible world war. And Kenya is regarded as a vital point for them to operate from. So what's happening is that they wanted to create a base. That is why you see Uko Garissa.
Yeah.
An air base.
Yeah.
Imefunguliwa. That is not a Kenyan air base. That's an American air base. Imefunguliwa. In case kutatokea vita, they operate from there.
Just a minute. I was asking some few people why all these foreign countries love opening air bases in Kenya. And I was told that if you're in Kenya, you can easily attack any country in the world.
Kenya is a portal. Can be a demonic portal or a godly portal, according who wins the battle. A portal can be operated in either way. Kenya can be operated by the demonic forces easily, and Kenya can be operated by godly forces easily. Whoever wins in the battle of altars controls Kenya.
Where?
So whatever is happening right now is the battle of altars. The Muslims, they want to take over. I normally say this, and they come up very fast. The Muslims, they have put their strategic plans together and everything for takeover. That's why they have taken over the economy. They have taken over whatever they have taken over. You see, the other day, I don't know what was happening in Isili, and they raised the Somali flag and they said Isili is not Kenya.
Yeah, it was during the demonstration time.
Yeah, you see, they have a belief that Kenya does not belong to Kikuyus, that doesn't belong to Luos, that doesn't belong to Luyas. Kenya belongs to them. And the only person supposed to benefit from Kenya, you must be a Muslim. That's why they are pushing for everybody to become a Muslim. That is part of the Abuja Declaration. They are pushing and pushing things to work the way they want them to work. Number two, that's number one. Number two, we have the traditionalists, the Kikuyus, the Luos, the Kalenjins. They are coming together. You saw the other day at Holy Family Basilica. Mukamba was also into Gema. That is bigger picture of what I'm telling you about the altars. They are also raising an altar in Mount Kenya so that they can be able to possess the altar of this country. That's the Kikuyu, the Gema, that's a Gema community. They are also doing it, which is also rattling the Mzungus who are also in focus of that altar of Mount Kenya. And the Freemasons, they are also on it. They are doing it strongly, sound, and perfectly well. So this is a country that is being scrambled for. That every other nation want to have a portion of this country because of the next dispensation of rulership in the world. Because now we are moving as of the end of December, this December 31st, as we get into New Year, the portal now has opened up. The portal opens up between the first day of December and up until the 31st day or 30th day of January. Those are 2 months of portal opening. So when the portal is already opened, anybody can do anything. The demonic world can be able to capture, the Christian world can be able to capture, the Muslim world can be able to capture, and you can see right now, ndio tuko na a lot of reorganizations za vitu na nini. That's from the spiritual angle. Now let's get out of the spiritual angle. We get now into the physical, that political angle. What is Ruto doing? What Ruto is trying to do is trying to gamble and return Kikuyus. He would rather lose the Luos, but not lose the Kikuyus. Kikuyus are the people that have the muscle.
The manpower.
The manpower.
Yeah.
They have the number and they have the manpower. They can be able to mobilize, they can be able to control. You can see of late there has been this story at Nairobi, Nahamisho, in Ndura, Nakuru.
Yeah.
It is a theory, they're testing water. Remember the other day again, Cherargei had brought a motion of extending the term of the president. Because that one, it was like people came up against it. So they stopped it, but they implemented it. It's being implemented. Right now, as you're talking, it's being implemented. What Cherargei was saying is being worked on. How? They will make sure that by the end of this year or in the middle of this year, there will be no commission, the IEBC commission. And the constitution said that according to Kligra, walisema, at least an election body must be in office 2 years. How many years are we remaining with after now we get January? It will be 2 years.
Yeah.
So the formation of another commission will be around June. Meaning the 2 years threshold will not be met, and it is in the constitution. Therefore, what they will say, they will extend the leadership of Ruto for the team to get settled. Has Cherargei thing worked? That is why he needs Uhuru on board. That's why he needs Raila on board, so that they can be able to push it ahead without many noises. And that's why they have said now, they have brought this bill that was signed by the president, that whoever will interfere,
10 million fines or 10 years
10 million fine, that's in preparation of what they have laid down. In any case, what I'm saying, Ruto is not prepared for an election any soon. Ruto is prepared for a suppression and an intimidation to make sure there will be no election. He will cause handles that even we will see we need an extension. Are you getting me? That is why now why he needs these people on board on a political angle. He is speaking on a Kafogo because he thinks Kafogo is a kingmaker. He is speaking on Lee because he believes Lee is also a kingmaker. He's speaking on Uhuru because he thinks Uhuru is a kingmaker. Of course, Uhuru became, when the blood was shed, as I told you, he came up after the blood of Gen Z. Uhuru became so popular all of a sudden because of that blood. But now, as from this week going on, the Uhuru will be most unpopular person in the Kikuyu land. If Uhuru dares, because they are planning to have a meeting, could be in Sagana State Lodge, and then Uhuru will be there, Kindiki will be there. He will like be endorsing Kindiki to become now the spokesman of
the
gamer community at the expense, because they think now this guy called Gachagua has taken over the ground. In fact, Gachagua has taken over the ground. Now they want to snatch it because it is not in from the hands of the Kenyatta family. Now they want to create their own. Because Kenyatta family believes it is them that who will say who to become, when to become, and how to become. So because Gachagua did not come from them, and Gachagua knows them because he used to work for them, they are not comfortable. They would rather work with Ruto than work with Gachagua. And because they are seeing the ground is really on his side, what they're trying is to try to deflate the Gachagua by kutoboa tairi ndio Gachagua arudi chini kidogo. That's why they want to go to Sagana State Lodge, because it is in Madera constituency, the home constituency
For Gachagua.
kwa Gachagua. So mainly is to come to disenfranchise the whole system. That is now being organized by the Uhuru group. The elite group za Uhuru and Kenyatta. That's now they have now agreed to work with Ruto to first deal with this common enemy.
Yeah.
Then watarudi kupambana baadaye. That is number one. And for them, they are ready to lose the Luos, because they know even when Raila has been on top of everything, Luos have never voted 60%. They have never voted 60%, but the Kikuyus go up to 90%. So you would rather lose them and regain the Kikuyus by now trying to make Kikuyus so happy. But one thing I want to tell you, Kikuyus are funny characters. If they have hated you, they have hated you. Whatever you do. Right now, Uhuru, right now as you're talking to us, January, as we get to January, he will be the most unpopular person. He will even be forced to close some of their business. They will be able to close some of their businesses because of the pressure that will mount. And if they dare go to Sagana, Kikuyus will walk to Sagana. Kikuyus will walk for the first time.
To protest against...
Not to protest, to chase them out or to even lynch them. The Sagana will be attacked, will be invaded by thousands and thousands of Kikuyus from all over. Because what they don't want, it is Ruto. They have said Ruto has to go. Now look at this. The pressure will be so strong as we get to January to February. And in the first quarter of 2025, so many things will happen. So many things, so many people will go down. So many people will be buried. So many people will be disorganized. This government will be like stopped. The engine will stop working, will cease automatically. So we are getting into a very, very deep crisis. And Ruto has seen it. He's trying to evade it. He's trying to bring people on board so that if the blame will come, the blame will go to this other
To everybody.
To everybody.
But not him.
But not him. That is what he's trying. Even his people, the Nandi, the Ndalats, they have told him, you are no longer in position. So, in a nutshell, Ruto is out completely, Raila is out completely, and Uhuru is out. God is reshaping, reorganizing, redoing, and doing everything to make sure Kenya has a new dispensation, a new plan, a new structure, where now we will have a kings to rule Kenya, kings, not presidents, kings to rule Kenya. Yes.
Now, Apostle, on that note, you are saying come 2025, things might not be the same for the government at the moment or at that time.
Already, okay.
And do you feel that, okay, unajua unaongea kwa mafumbo sometimes, I don't know ni prophecy, we can...
Niulize hiyo umeona nimeongea kwa mafumbo?
Hiyo unasema the engine will stop.
The engine already, if you can look at what it's trying to do, the engine is knocking. The sound from the engine is that of a knocking car. A knocking, is what you call knocking?
Yeah.
Knocking, naitonga knocking. Is that good English?
Yeah, engine in a knock.
The engine in a knock. Watanielewa hata wajui kizungu kuniliko. Niseme tu nitoke roho. So the engine is already off. In a cease. Hata ile natoa ile mgurumo ya engine kuenda ikienda kucease. So the government is not in place, completely not in shape, and they are becoming to a ground halt. Tukifika mwezi wa pili wa tatu hivyo, crisis will be after one crisis, and that is the time our Kenyan military people, personnel, our brothers and sisters will give a hand to help us from virtual breakdown.
The military might give a hand.
Yeah, of course, as things they are, the Kenyan military will not just look at Kenya disintegrating Our brothers will rise up to the occasion. And kuna possibility kubwa seeing the military. Unaona kama stadium saizi zinajengwa na nani? Stadium zote zinajengwa na military. Infrastructure ya Kenya inajengwa na military. Hata kichinjio ya ilikuwa imeanguka. Si ilikuwa imeanguka?
Yeah.
Ile ya huko
River.
Ilikuwa imeanguka. Who came in? The military came in. Ukiangalia magari zote za serikali zilikuwa zimekwama. Military came in. They rectified the vehicles. Walipata ati kaburuti kamoja kanafanya gari i-auctioniwe at a throwaway price. They discovered so many things. Our brothers in the military, they are from heaven. Yes. They will act transit. They might act transit from here to there. God might use them. If things goes the way they are going, God might use them. And it will be very appropriate.
Would it be a military takeover?
That's why I say, kama wakati walichukua airports zote, the migration, it was a military takeover.
But unajua ukisema, okay.
This is in the plan of the military. I know you don't know this. This has been in the plan of the military to take over Kenya. Kenya to be run by the military. It has been working. And this was implemented since the days of Kibaki. It has been coming up. Remember, there's a time the military men were told to go and retire. And they retired. Then they were told to go and apply government jobs. If you look at all government leadership, all government institutions that matter, the akina Kahawaluange, Kahawalange, the kwa vitambulisho na port, military man. When kila mahali unaona kuna government power is military people. When hiyo adhiriva military. Ujenzi infrastructure military. Wamefungua TV yao, wamefungua radio yao.
Actually today, I have noticed they have even opened a mall inside the military base, I think in Utawala.
Yes. The military started taking over since the days of Kibaki. And that is part of the system. It's part of the government systems that are made by people who runs the country, that Kenya will be no longer be operated by the politician, but the military.
But Apostle,
Yes.
just, this is a disclaimer. These are not my own words.
I know you fear.
Hey, these are treasonous, utterance.
Yeah.
Some would say that this is a treasonous utterance from you
Yes.
as an apostle.
Why
are you trying to?
Is asking the military.
Why are you trying to insinuate that there is going to be a military takeover?
Not a good military takeover. They have never, Kenyan military have never come for, apart from ile fake. Hawajai kuja forcefully. Angalia, wacha nikupatia very good example. During the Kenyatta day, Uhuru Kenyatta, things were halted. Everything was not working. Then he went to the Kenyan garage where motor vehicles za cars zilikuwa zinatengenezwa. He took the military there. In 1 month, everything started working. Then at the river, he takes the military there. In 1 month, things started working. What a magic. Akachukua akasema sasa viwanja vyetu vitaangaliwa. Nyayo Stadium is being built by who? Military. Taranta Stadium is being by who? Military. Barabara zetu saizi zinajengwa na nani? Na military. In conjunction with the Chinese. Unaona? Technology ya Kenya kama hii IT system inamanajiwa sasa na military. Is that not a good takeover? That they are putting things in order. They are not bribable. They are not corrupt. They are good people. I'm not saying this is reasonable. Even if they were to remove a person, Kenya ikuwe mzuri, I would support it.
Wait, you just said that.
Angalia kwa vitambulisho. Angalia borders zetu. They were porous. Right? If you go to the airport, those people you see in white shirts and in some brownish kind of trousers and clothes, those are military. Hiyo ni Kenya Army. Mtu yote anapiga muhuri ya ukiingia na ukitoka. Hiyo ni jeshi. Mtu yote anakupatia kitambulisho. Mtu yote anakupatia passport hapa. Hiyo ni jeshi Nyayo House. Walishachukua.
Wait. Now, come 2025, you say that if the Kenya Kwanza government doesn't manage, to contain the country as expected, the military might be
very comfortably. And they will tell this man, weka tu chini tukuangalilie maneno, which is very possible. Watamwambia tukaa chini. Wacha hiyo.
Asiseme tu. But don't you think this is going to be quite dangerous? Because I believe that when the military takes over, or rather they decide to run the government, they might not run the government with the Kenyan constitution. They use their own constitution, the military act.
Of course, the constitution
will be suspended.
Because of the new dimension and new dispensation that is about to happen in Kenya spiritually, the constitution might be suspended at the end of the day. Because the constitution we have is not a godly constitution, it's a demonic constitution. Yes. It was not drafted for the interest of this country. It was drafted for the interest of the one world order. It is not a good. Yes, as they say, it is the most profound one in the worldwide. We don't have such. Why would the whole world, American, because they were supporting it, they were sponsoring British, Germany, all this world, they were supporting the drafting of the constitution. They funded the NGOs. Why would they fund for a very good constitution that no any other country has? Even their own nation, they don't have. But they funded to be done in Kenya. And where, for that matter, in Bomas. Have you ever known the name Bomas? What does it mean?
I don't know.
When we had these people who are being taken to America, walikuwa napelekwa na Kenyatta for kusoma. There's a term they used to say it. They were being taken, waende wakasome. They were sponsored by the government. Waende wakasome. And that is why the father to Obama was taken there.
And I think one of the beneficiaries was also Tom Mboya.
Many other people who were being taken there. Then, the person who founded Bomas is the father to Obama. That is Obama himself. And that is why if you turn Bomas, the aside, we don't need Obama Senior. The man named Obama. Go and Google and see who founded Bomas. It is Obama.
Obama Senior.
The senior.
This is new.
So that is an altar. Bomas is an altar. That's where all decisions of this country are made from.
I used to think that Bomas actually means home, like the tradition home, because that's where you can
Whoever coined the whole thing, it's like when I told you KICC is a penis of a donkey. I know you disagreed with me and you discovered. Even this one, you can Google as we are talking. Google and see who founded it. It is Obama, the father. And that's why it was given his name, Bomas. Yes.
Obama Senior.
Yeah.